Good evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time you're tuning in. Welcome to episode 11 of the Cars and Cancer podcast. My name's Aid, and we've got Darren and Andy with me as always. Apologies if
I
Oh, there he is. Are you there, Andy?
I'm there, definitely.
He's definitely there. He's there. Yeah. So we didn't do an episode last week, gents. It was a bit of a difficult week for me last week, so we put it on hold for a week. But we're back, and we're going to be talking the usual nonsense and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, just a quick one on why we missed last week. I came down with COVID, and I don't know if you chaps have had it, but to me it's like a flu. I just had the sniffles, a bit of a cold, and I just ached all over, and just I didn't lose my appetite. If anything, I gained a massive appetite, and I was just eating for England, but just absolutely shattered, no energy, and just slept and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I wasn't really in the mood to do that. And then obviously,
I don't blame you.
Yeah, and then I've had a death in the family as well. My stepmom passed away, so I just didn't fancy doing the podcast. I know sometimes it's nice to take your mind off things, but wasn't really the best timing. But
No.
But unfortunately, it's one of those things in life we have to go through, and we'll get through it. And a bit of a shock to the family, but I'm sure we'll be fine. So so apologies if people have missed it. But we are back, episode 11. Gents, before I go on, I think we've reached about over 250 listens now on YouTube.
Right, brilliant.
So that's quite nice, isn't it? That's
yeah, it is.
I mean, if you're considering that's 10 episodes, so that's probably 25 listens an episode on average. It works out quite nice, really. And we had a good uptake on the people who joined us from the Ethan podcast.
Yeah,
that was a good podcast. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it's a great bloke to talk to, wasn't
he? He was, wasn't he? Yeah. And I'm still not happy with the fact he chose your car, Darren.
Oh well, he can't help having good taste, can he?
Yeah, I still can't get over the fact that you won because you could get a double bed in the back of yours. Still worries me, that one.
Well, you have to double check the reason why we were Ethan on that one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's a very good point. Yeah, why does Ethan want a double bed in the back of it? Yeah, that's a good point.
But he hasn't already put a bed in the car himself, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Yeah, so perhaps that's why. I
might have just dropped on the lucky one there, mate.
I think you've done your homework there, haven't you? I like it. I can just imagine the Rover brochure. You know, when you sort of buy it brand new and you're looking through, and you can have like the, I don't know, sort of larger alloys. You can have the sort of I don't know, a Recaro interior, for example, or you could have the sprung mattress. But maybe that's a challenge for you, Darren. Maybe that's what we need to do at some point. If we go out for a drive or whatever, you've got to spend the night in your car.
I can do that, mate. Yeah. I can do that.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great idea.
I'll have to get myself, if it's a double mattress, I'm going to have to get myself a really cheap double mattress because it won't bend in far enough on the sides, you see.
Yeah.
So I might have to, hopefully Ethan won't find out this because he did say my car won the little competition, but I might have to sort of downsize to a 3/4 if it's a quality mattress.
Oh, okay. I just get some scabby one off Marketplace or something like that. Some second-hand. That'd be really nice. And I think maybe Andy and we should do the same because I'd love to see you sleep in yours.
Seats, man. I can't sleep in the bucket seat.
I was going to say, where are you going to put any kind of a mattress in Andrew's car? On the roof?
Possibly, yeah.
Have you got a fuel cell in yours as well, Andy?
Yeah, I've got an internal fuel cell.
So you can't sleep in the boot either?
I can't sleep in the boot either, Aid.
Looks like you two are going to have to top and towel on Monday then.
No, yeah, steady. No, you're sleeping in your bucket seat, mate. I want to watch that.
That wouldn't be the first time, Aid. I've slept in a bucket seat when I was younger. It's not a good feeling. Yeah, not a good feeling when you wake up in the morning. That was when I was young as well.
10 times worse now. You're a bit older now, mate.
Yeah, I'm even older now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I couldn't think of anything worse. Yeah, the Mondi would be all right because I could fold the seats down. I could probably just get a single mattress in. It's probably not up to your standard, Darren, but a single would do, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be all right, mate.
Yeah.
Just get the back seat down a bit, or chop a big hole in the back seat. There's
Chop
somewhere
a
to
big
poke
hole.
your legs. Yeah, I can lend you a jigsaw, won't be a problem.
Hacking my car to bits. Bloody hell. Dear me. Oh dear. Oh right. Okay. Yeah. Let's bring this back down to earth, shall we? Really. So yeah. So we're all going to sleep in the cars.
I'm not sleeping in my car.
Go on.
Sleep by Travel Lodge somewhere.
I just got visions of you just trying to get out the car in the morning after sleeping in the seat, and you just like, just with this hunchback and that kind of thing. I think we should pay money for that. I think that'd be brilliant. Anyway, Andy, talking about you, we met up yesterday, didn't we? And you told us that you were going to catch up with the doctor, the consultant, or whatever today. Is that right?
Yeah, I've been for me bloods today. Dad picked me up this morning.
Yep.
So we trundled off to Stoke and had me bloods done. And then I come back. I was supposed to get a phone call on Wednesday off my consultant, but she rung me tonight and said my platelets were 84 instead of 100, so I can't do my chemo this week.
What are you doing?
Again.
I think it's because they've upped me to the most that they can give me. I think I'm going to have to go down to 3 tablets instead of 4, and then I won't be a week ahead on my platelets. I'll be probably bang on when I come to take them. So, I mean, last time it was 40 odd, but this time it was 84. So definitely getting better than what I was, but yeah, it's not quite 100. I mean, your average person's 150, so they say you need to be around 100 to have the tablets.
So is there anything you can do to help that?
Yes.
I mean, do you have to eat you have to eat broccoli or something like that or whatever? Yes. I don't know. Is there actually anything that you can do to get that up quicker or?
Yes, it's all to do with fitness aid. How I've read about it online, it's about how like fit you are on your last week when you have your blood. So
okay.
I've actually joined the gym, so I'll be going to the gym next week, I think, just for a little bit of light work in the gym. Oh. So it should make it even better for Monday when I go and have my tablets. But we'll find out next Monday. The answers are on strike in Stoke today and tomorrow, so that's probably why she rung me tonight, because it has a knock-on effect on everyone's appointments.
Yeah, I bet it does, mate. Yeah.
So, that's why she rung me tonight. Okay. So that's where I am. So I won't be doing my chemo on Wednesday. I've got another week to go, so I've got another week.
Yeah, you need to get your strength up, really, don't you? You need to.
The thing is, I don't feel weak, or I feel like my normal self, but platelets aren't right, so I can't do it.
I bet you don't know what normal is anymore, do you? I bet after putting up with this crap for so many years, you haven't. I mean, even when I got better, I still couldn't remember what normal was, and I think you probably said the same, Darren, in the past. So how you could even know, Andy, what normal is for you? That's just you're just sort of just finding out what your new you is, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good point. That is age,
yeah. Because I know sometimes when you go to the doctors afterwards and they say, "Well, how are you feeling in yourself?" and you'll go like, "Oh, I've got this little ache and pain here," and then you think, is that normal? Is that what normal people have? Or is that because I've been ill before? Or I don't know. I don't know if I should be worrying you about it, or is it to do with my age? And it's really weird to kind of get a benchmark of what you feel is normal, especially as you get older.
Yeah.
But I suppose you're
just... Yeah, I think as well, Abe, it's like, because you have such a long sort of period of time like feeling sort of crappy, you tend to get in the mindset of when people say, "Oh, hi, how you doing?" You say, "Yeah, I'm fine."
Yeah.
Because it suddenly like the not feeling right becomes the norm. Whereas when before, as soon as any of this sort of thing happened, you'll be just going about your normal business, going to work or going out with your mates, going out with your missus and whatever, just doing what you're doing, And then suddenly you might, like you the other week, you pick up a really bad cold or something like that, or you might pick a virus and say, "Oh, I feel like crap this week." And when people say, "How are you?" you say, "Oh, I feel bloody terrible. I'm poorly. Oh, I get me back at work." And you tell them about these little ailments. When you've got constant niggles and pains and aches and feeling just genuinely sick, and I say, "How are you?" It's just a normal. You say, "Yeah, I'm all right," because you also get to a point where what's the point of saying anything different? Because this is what I'm like every day, And it can have an adverse effect and sort of affect you down if you're not careful by keep on telling people how crap you feel.
Yeah, it does.
It's almost like a default response as well, isn't it? If somebody says, "How are you?" you go, "Yeah, I'm all right." And then that's kind of it. And then are they genuinely? And it sounds horrible, but are they genuinely asking, "How are you?" and giving you an opportunity to talk about it, or is it just more like a greeting when they go, "Hey, mate, you're all right," and you just like, "Yeah, I'm fine." But
I think it tends to be the latter, mate, because if someone genuinely was asking you how you were and you said, "Yeah, I'm fine," and they just say, "Oh, well," they'd ask you something else.
Yeah.
Are you not feeling sick? Or, "Oh, have you got no pains in that?" And say, "Oh, yeah," because they probably wouldn't, if they're really concerned, they probably wouldn't believe you when you said, "Yeah, I'm okay."
Yeah. And they'd sort of go, "That's not really what I meant." How are you?
Yeah, that's it.
How are you really? And
definitely.
also you get a bit fed up telling people, don't you? It's like, "Oh God, yeah, you don't want to hear my crap," and they're like, "No, I do." Or I just you feel like you're kind of whinging and moaning all the time,
you can get like that. Yeah, definitely. And I think also you don't. I used to get to the point where if someone kind of had maybe in the past been unwell themselves or had a similar experience, you seem more inclined to say, "Oh, I'm not doing too bad, but last night this went wrong, yesterday that went wrong, or I was feeling like this," because they understand where you're coming from. Whereas when people that don't know, you just think, "Oh, I'm not going into all that detail," because they don't really understand.
Yeah, and that's probably what why we're quite so close together, because we can say to each other, "I'm not great," or something's not quite right. And
yeah, that's right.
we can kind of relate to it a bit more, can't we, really?
Definitely, yeah. No matter what any of us say, we can relate to it 100%.
Yeah.
At some point, we've been there, all in different sort of levels and some is more extreme than others in different ways, but we kind of all know what the worst pain barriers are and what the worst sickness is. There isn't really no difference in it. It's just come at different ways and at different levels, isn't it, really?
Yeah, you're right. But it's a real comfort when you can find that person that you can have that conversation with.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you've got some people who are great listeners, but sometimes I think you need somebody who's had that experience or can relate to it in a certain way and go, "Yeah, I know." And you feel more comfortable talking to somebody then, because you feel like you're not boring them or bullshitting them. They're sort of going, "Yeah, I get you. Yeah, I know how you feel." And even if it's not somebody who's had cancer, who's had some sort of other illness or something like that, they can go, "Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I know what you mean." And it's not easy, and that kind of stuff. And just somebody just to sort of go, "Yeah, I get you." And you're like, oh, that's all right. That's cool. Rather than somebody going, "Oh, but you'll be all right." And,
How
the freaking hell do you know? Yeah. It's just well, we're all thinking of you. Are you really? Nah. But yeah, I'm just getting cynical in my old age. I don't trust anybody anymore, do I? It's terrible. But yeah, you can.
I think it's because you find out who your real friends are, though. That's why, mate.
Yeah, and we touched on that before, haven't we?
Sometimes people
you think who are going to be there aren't there, and then the ones you don't really think will be there, they're there for you. It's
so you do tend to get a bit, or you feel you're getting a bit cynical, but you're not. You just tend to get a lot more honest when you've been here.
Yeah, and I remember you saying as well, which was really interesting, is that you were saying that you don't waste your time with those people anymore because you just think, well, I'm not, and you said, Andy, as well, you don't suffer fools. It's just like, okay, fine. If that's the sort of friendship we've got, or you can't be bothered to ask how I am or check up on me, then, well, it wasn't the friendship that I thought it was, really.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. just save it for looking after people and caring for people who actually give a toss.
Yeah, that's what about Aid.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, Andrew. Yeah.
So okay, Andy. So hopefully then you'll get the nod next week then, and then you'll be back on the old chemo for a week, and then a couple of weeks off, and that kind of thing. Is it?
Yeah. So take it for a week. Excuse my language, but yeah, it makes you feel like shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the week after that, I'm overcoming it. But the third and the fourth week, I'm getting back to my normal self.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yesterday, that was me at my best, I think.
Yeah, and I think
you did really well yesterday, didn't you? When you was out.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed yesterday. It was a
cracking day,
show, wasn't it? Yeah,
loved it. Yeah, absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and for those who haven't seen what we put on Instagram, we went to a car show yesterday. We went to our first car show of the year, and we went to something called Motorsport with Attitude, which I think it's fair to say was a little bit different to what we normally go to see, isn't it? It was a different kind of show altogether, really. I'm very much into my rallying. What were the sort of not the modern rallying, but sort of the rallying from the sort of the 90s, 80s, that kind of thing, Group B, that kind of stuff, general motorsport. And I think, Andy, what would you say you're into? Is yours a wide spectrum, or?
I mean, I like my hot hatches.
Yeah.
Late 80s and early 90s hatches.
Yeah.
But like fast road stuff, Santa Pod stuff, just like quick, straight line speed stuff. But yeah, I like any show really, any show with cars.
Yeah.
I like a whole range of different cars.
Yeah, and what would you say what your sort of interest in cars is, Darren? Is it more the classics and
No, not really. I suppose I'm not into sort of classics. Well, I am. I like anything classic, whether it's a bike or it could be a bus, a truck, or anything. I just love that. Just looking at like the way things have been built over the years and how they've changed. There is definitely a draw there. But as far as like shows go, pretty much more what Andrew said. Really, the cars that I do like. I had probably a lot of fun in really when I was younger. They were 80s cars. As in, like the Rover that got the Jag, a Toyota Celica ST, which is really rare, and I've looked for ages for another one, but can't find one. Mm-hmm. And just things like that. And I used to have great fun with them, putting all the K&M filters on them and the bigger exhaust, and it wasn't really turbos then, so it's just like making that noise through the carbs and that, and it was just great fun. All that sort of stuff was. So, and I used to watch a lot of the rallies. Formula One, I've never really been into it in a way. I used to watch it years ago, but I don't get the buzz out of it. And I've been to the Spanish Grand Prix, I've been to the UK over the years, but I don't get the same buzz as what I do with like touring cars, and rally where there's a little bit of contact, and I just find it a bit more exciting really, because there's a lot more races all in the same day. You got a massive group of the cars, and really before. The modern tourists are okay, but I like going up and just going and watching like the sort of the retro tourers and that, with the cars on the track. I just think they're a lot more fun really. You see a Mini going around, and then you got a Mustang up his backside, and then they sort of, the Minis are beating him on the corners, and the Mustang gets him back. It's just a real sort of, it's such a big contrast in cars on the same day, on the same track. In the same race. How do you put a Mustang with or a great big Buick, whatever it is, and it's like in a touring car, and it's raining around with like an Austin A40 or a Metro, a Mini.
Yeah, it's just madness, isn't it? Really,
it's just great fun. Yeah, brilliant fun. Yeah.
So when you think about all the sort of things that we like about cars, then this show was quite different, wasn't it? Because it was motorsport with attitude, but it was very much sort of it was sort of like banger racing based, I suppose, isn't it? And I'll probably get shot for calling it that, but there was it was predominantly about that. And I'm just looking at a leaflet now, so it was like stock cars, hot rods, banger racing, all that kind of stuff, and I found it really interesting. I mean, my days of watching it were going to Hensford Raceway and watching a load of oily blokes just battering the hell out of a car just to get it back on the track for another few laps, and crashing, and the smell of petrol and oil and that kind of thing and stuff, and just thinking it was very sort of rudimentary, if you like, sort of very, very minimal, basic driving and stuff. But actually, it was quite an eye opener for me when you could go to the show and actually see the cars in more detail.
Yeah.
There was one example where we saw they showed you the chassis, didn't they? And it was just an amalgamation of scaffolding and structure and that kind of thing. And then it looks like you just stick a body shell on the top of it. That was quite fascinating, really. It almost felt like they were huge radio controlled cars. Where you just sort of built this body, this chassis, just plonk a body on it, make it look like the car that it roughly relates to, and off you go. But it was
in the early days of it, I think it sort of started with a lot of, it's like a working man sort of way to get into from the cars on the track, weren't it? You know, when they get an old car, they just rip everything off the car, stick a roll cage in it. After making up themselves, and then they just slap on the paint with the brushes and stick a number on the side, and off they went. And if they broke down halfway round, they get the sledgehammers out and knock all the panels back out the way and get them going again, and off they used to go. Then the next stage up, I suppose, started going to the touring cars, where the big money started coming into it, really. And the people that always do, like the sort of banger racing, a lot of the sort of stocks in that, just haven't got the money. You know, just working blokes like ourselves that want a bit of fun in the car, aren't they, really?
Yeah. And it was just, I don't know, I don't know quite what I expected, really. Well, I kind of, actually, I suppose I did. I kind of expected sort of these big burly blokes, sort of tattoos and that kind of thing. And it just wasn't like that at all. They were just really friendly people. And they just wanted to talk to you about what they did. I mean, I was chatting to one guy, and I can't remember his name, but and he was just like saying, "Oh yeah, and I just put this together, and this is a Sierra. I've had this for years, and and I was kind of saying to him, I bet you get some stick about taking these sort of classic retro cars and then turning them into banger cars." And he goes, "Yeah, but I do appreciate them as well. So I have got a nice one, and then I race one as well." And talking to them, you kind of get why they enjoy it so much. And I always used to think, oh, it's such a shame that you're taking a car that you're just going to smash it up and then that's the end of it. But then they're taking cars that are already probably past it mostly anyway, and they're just giving it another life.
That's it. Because otherwise it would just be straight into the crosser, wouldn't it, really? And as long as they can do something to keep it going, it hasn't got to have every expensive add-on to make it go as fast as it possibly can. All it's got to be able to do is get it into gear and drive it around the track. And it works. You know, I mean, it's great fun. You're not worried when you get smashed up to go and get another one and round to the local scrappy, see what's in there that's just totally worthless, like. And then off they go again.
And away you go.
Yeah. That's probably why they're just so down to earth, you know, because they are just all day working people like us.
Yeah, and they really wanted you to learn about, the sport, didn't they? Really, they were like, well, this is what we've done, and it's a leaflet on this. I mean, just to give you an example of the different classes that we've got. So you've got here American Cup cars, Junior American Cup cars, Bone Builders Ninja Karts, front wheel drive hot rods, Grand Prix midgets, Rebels, Track Legends, mod stocks, UK modifieds, classic hot rods. It's like, bloody hell! There's just out there, and I mean, we've kind of said, haven't we, that we're going to try and go to some of these meets this year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
don't we really? Because we've all been to Hensford different times over the years. It'd be nice to go to one, all of us together, and as a car show like we did.
Yeah, it would do, actually. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, more for that, mate.
It's a classic venue, really, and I've been there when I was a kid, and I went with my dad, and then I've been been with the family and stuff. So I think it'd be good. And they do the caravan destruction derbies, don't they, as well?
Yeah, get the man on the figure eight when they finish. Yeah.
I mean, who came up with that idea? Right. So you're going to get your car and you're going to hitch a caravan on the back, and then you've all got a race. I think that's just that's just
around a figure of eight, and then whoever's still winning at the end's won.
Yeah, I think that's just brilliant. I think that's just that sort of entertainment. But I tell you what, with the price of cars, scrap cars and stuff these days, I bet it's getting more expensive for them.
But it is, yeah.
Oh yeah, it must be. Yeah.
Price of metal and everything going up as well. It'd be they're having to be a bit more sort of sparing with what cars they use and stuff. So it'll be I think it'd be good, and get some pictures and have a chat to some of the drivers and trying to learn a bit more about it. And I'm definitely up for that for this year. So that'll be a good one for us, gents. So, yeah. And I got my stickers as well. I've got my stickers. Yeah, I like my stickers. Yeah, I've got my stickers.
Have you found somewhere for them yet?
No, I can't. I want to put somewhere. I like buying stickers, but then I don't know where to put them in the nicest possible way. But yeah, I'd like to just. I just love stickers. I think it's ever since the motor show when I was a kid, and you go to the motor show and you get as many carrier bags as you could. And half the carrier bags you didn't know what they were for, because they were probably for engine components that you didn't even know what they were. But it was a carrier bag. And if you got a sticker, well, that's it. Then that's great. That would go on your school bag. That would go on your toy box or something like that. So I think it sticks with me. So yeah, when I find somewhere to put my stickers, I'll give you an update. I put it on the Mondeo group on Facebook and said I've picked up these couple of stickers, and they were all like, "Oh, they're great, they are." So so everyone's a sucker for a sticker.
I've got the one that's going in the frame, so I've actually got a frame. I've gone through all my picture frames, like I always use for all my drawings that I do and what have you. And I've managed to get one that's actually the same size, and then the little sticker on the Vitesse.
Yeah.
Right, the Rouge Vitesse. I'll put that on the actual cabinet in the garage where all the SD1 models are. So I've actually got one of the models of that car as well in there.
Oh,
so it's gone on the bottom of the cover. So I did that straight away. Got them in there.
I do love your garage.
Just stuck on my door when you go in the garage.
Yeah, it's just perfect. Your garage is. It's the right length. It's the right width. You can get all the way around. I'm so lucky, mate.
Yeah.
It's very posh. Your garage is, Darren. Very posh.
Yeah, thanks. And we've got all the really stuff out there that shouldn't be in there.
Yeah. Not many people have an oven in there.
I've got a freezer in there in the fridge. May as well have an oven, haven't I?
No, it's just awesome. You can go there any time of the year, can't you? Whack the heater on and then
definitely.
You go and just tinker about.
But when I built it, like years ago, first one in there, all it ever had in there was like work stuff from my work that I used to do, and for a long time. And there was a car shell in there that was stripped, and it was being done, but I had to leave that one, and I ended up selling that. But it got halfway through being done many years ago, and I just had to keep all my work stuff in there, so I never had anywhere to put me stuff that I used for work, the machinery. So it's just used for that really. And because we was doing so much work to the house, it just had loads of tools and stuff in it, and I was always out there cutting timber up in it when the weather was bad, and so it served its purpose there. But I actually built it the way it is, knowing that one day there would be a car in it that you could, even if it was quite a biggish car, you'll be able to open up all the doors and just get all the way around them and still walk around it. That was the intention. So it was never meant to have two cars in it. It was only ever meant, it was just like not quite big enough for two anyway, but it was plenty big enough for one car that you could actually work on. So you can get it there, you could do the welding, take doors off and open them up, get underneath them. And so a lot of work, and we had to do it in little bits as I was sort of doing the house up as well. So it took quite a few years to get it there and get it like it, but it's well worth all the effort really.
Yeah.
Now I can enjoy it, really, really enjoy it,
Yeah.
I can feel this garage envy building up inside me. I can feel it, but I'm holding it back. I'm doing okay. Okay, be professional, Aid. Be professional. Be professional. Right. Okay. So if we're talking about garages, I suppose I should ask you about yours as well, Andy. I've not seen your garage. I've seen pictures of it. I think your garage is about 4 miles long, isn't it, or something silly like
It's
that?
quite long, but it's not as wide as Aaron's, but it's most of the length of the house. You see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good sized garage. You can open all the doors, but I've got my tractor in there and I've got my car in there. I've got 2 toolboxes, a workbench, and bits and bobs everywhere. A nice gas heater as well, so it keeps me nice and toasty.
I think you need to tell people about your tractor.
Oh, my tractor?
Yeah, go on. Tell us about your tractor.
Yeah, so I bought a Ferguson. It's about 4 years ago now. It was a non-runner off eBay.
Were you drunk?
No, I bought it I bought it because I finished my car, and I wanted to know whether I could do a tractor. So I bought this tractor off eBay. Couldn't get it running when I went to pick it up, so I brought it back here. Dad got it running in 15 minutes, just drained all the old TVO out of it, flushed all the lines out, and got it up and running.
All the what, sorry?
Right.
TVO, tractor vaporizing oil, and petrol it runs off. So you start it up on petrol.
Yeah.
Till it's warm, and then you flip it over to TVO, which is you mix it. It's central heating oil.
Sounds like a cable channel.
Oh.
Yeah.
That isn't, Andrew, that isn't the same one what they did on an old episode of Car SOS, was it?
Yeah.
Tractor on there.
Yeah,
would it be the same tractor?
Mine's a T20.
Right.
But they do diesel ones as well. They do about 4 or 5 different style ones, but mine was the first one that Ferguson did as a tractor because he didn't believe in running tractors on diesel. And because it was straight after the Second World War, they couldn't just run them on petrol.
Right.
They needed to find something else that didn't have as much petrol in it, but it'd still run off it. So it's got like 3 massive on the head gaskets, copper head gaskets in it to raise the compression so it'll run on TVO when it's warm. I
know the one what they did on the programme was one of the really early ones because it was this one had been the farmer that had it. It was his dad's, I think, and then it was his dad's before him. So it's sort of like a real long time in the same family when they first brought them out. There's one you can have a look at. You have a look on the SOS for the tractor. I've only ever known him to do one.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was a Ferguson. I'm sure it was.
Yeah. I mean, I've got Disney Plus, so I'll have a look tomorrow to see which one it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I think mine's 1948, I think.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's just so well engineered in little bits where you're like, well, why did they do that? I didn't need to do that, but it's just everything's perfectly done on it for what it does. Yeah, it's really, really good little tractor. Yeah.
So I don't know my tractors, and so how did you get into tractors? I mean, it sounds like your dad sounds like he's pretty clued up then if he got it fired up in 15 minutes. So how did you get into your tractors then?
See, my great granddad, he worked on a farm. So my dad worked on a farm, and my brother worked on a farm. So, and I milked the cows for like 15 years when I was 16 up to
Okay.
Yeah, and I milked the cows at the weekend with my brother on the farm. So I've spent a bit of time on the farm. My brother's got a massive Ferguson 35 that he's done up. So I was like, I can buy one and then give it to Sienna as she gets to the age she can drive down the road on it. And she absolutely loves it. She absolutely loves it.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. It's it does need a little bit of tuning up now because it's not done nothing for probably 2 years. It's just sat in the garage. But yeah, we'll get it up and running this year. We'll get it out. I think the last time I had it out was Roman's 2nd birthday. So about a year ago. I rolled it out the garage and started it up, but it just sounded a bit like it was, just need a little bit of tuning up. But yeah, she's a good little tractor. So I stripped it all down to the pistons, had it sandblasted. I took a lot of the paint off myself with paint stripper and a grinder in the back garden.
Yeah.
Spent probably 6 months getting it ready for paint. Got it all down, putting all new bits on it, and then I sent it for paint. Yeah. And then it's sat in my garage in a nice little cover at the back, out the way.
So I find this fascinating. And so, if do you insure it like a car? Do you have to tax it? Does it have any sort of MOT, or is there anything different with the way you treat a tractor? Or
it's tax exempt. Mm-hmm. You don't need to MOT it.
Yeah.
You just need to insure it.
And can you go on a public road?
Yeah, you can drive on a public road. Yeah.
Yeah.
You go on like tractor runs and stuff. I've never been on one, but my brother's been on a couple. With his
what sort of speed can you get out of it?
I don't know. I don't think it'll do 20 mile an hour. It'll probably do a bit less than 20 mile an hour.
Oh, right. So if you come down here on a Sunday, you'll have to leave like late Saturday night.
Yeah. It'll take me ages to get to Stafford, like. But yeah, she just plods along down the road. Yeah.
Have you got that bouncy seat? Have you got the bouncy seat that all tractor drivers have?
Yeah, it's got a bouncy seat. Yeah, it's not got any padding on it, but I've got a cushion with Hessian on.
Oh, is it like a little metal pocket seat then?
Yeah, a little metal pocket seat. Yeah.
And they just have to have all the holes drilled in them.
Well, yeah, it got all the whole. I think it wasn't the original one. It was a newer one, but I've got like a Hessian cushion on it, so I'm not on the metal.
I've got visions of you putting a Recaro on it.
Yeah. No, I tried to keep it as genuine as I can. How I did it up, because people are like, oh, we should leave it in its work overalls, don't paint it all up. But I did all this work on it. I wanted to get it all nice and tidy for when Sienna uses it on the road.
Yeah.
Which it's only going to be 9 years before she can drive it on the road.
That's just brilliant. That really is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So Roman's going to have me Nova, and Sienna's going to have me tractor.
Right.
That's it. We're all planned out.
You can't get more sort of diverse than that, really, can you?
No.
Oh God, no, definitely not. No.
No.
Well, you could get one of those mini bucket seats for him. We saw some bucket seats yesterday, didn't we? And we saw.
That's why I kept looking at them, was it?
Yeah.
Bucket seats, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I could get one of them.
Yeah, get them.
Because Sienna doesn't quite fit in my Cobra seat. She will this year, but last year I put her in, strapped her all up, and the seat was quite high up her chest. So I was like, you can't come in it this year, but next year you'll be able to come in it.
Yeah.
This year when I take it out.
Yeah, great stuff.
No, that's cool. I mean, it's just something that she's seen from a young age, and she knows that you've built it up. And then when she's older, it's going to mean something to her, isn't it? It's really nice. Or she's going to go, what am I going to do with this bloody thing? She'll end up like
when I'm chatting away with people, or how's your tractor? She goes, my tractor, Daddy. It's my tractor, isn't
it?
Yeah, she always says it's her tractor.
Yeah. Oh, bless her.
Oh, that's cool. And it's nice because both your kids are into sort of.
Roman, he went to. I bought him like a steering wheel yesterday, didn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
noises and things like that. So he even went to bed with it last night.
Oh, did he? Oh, great.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, it looks like what does he do? Do you just put it on your lap? Do you and you sort of?
Yeah, well, it's supposed to sit in the car when you're driving underneath your legs.
Yeah,
but I think it's for free. Quite get what he's pressing on it yet, but
yeah.
Sienna had a go of it. She goes, I've driven all the way to the hospital. Indicated left, indicated right, gone fast and slow. And tells you what to
do. Has he got a turbo gauge on it, Andy?
No, it's not turbo aid. It's a non-turbo one.
Oh, is it? Oh, you have to put one on for him.
Yeah, like a turbo nose.
Yeah. Put a dump valve on it and get that sort of wastegate noise as well. So he's all ready for the Nova.
Yeah, I haven't got a dump valve on the Nova aid.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, that's not a proper Nova then, is it?
No, it reduces the power, when you're dumping off air like that.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, so does it not? So it doesn't recirculate.
It does, but not as much as a dump valve would. a normal, if you put a dump valve on it. I had one on it, but I've taken it off now, and yeah. So.
Cool. And yours is it's not looking far off completed now, isn't it? You've put a new front balance on it.
Put a new front balance on it, yeah. I went in there today, and it's not, but it's getting there because of this weather. It's not got enough temperature to dry off. Probably, I'm not leaving the heater on.
No,
wasting all that. No, I'll just keep going in and checking it. Yeah.
Yeah, it just slows everything down, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's slow. Oh, it's so cold, isn't it? In the morning.
Yeah.
You go in there like, God, it's cold in here, and
Yeah.
But I should have done it in the summer, really, but I want to be using it in the summer, so.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
And you would. I hope you don't mind me saying as well that because of your illness, you're not allowed to drive, are you? Did you have to revoke your driving license?
I should get it back in August, I think.
Yeah.
My driving license, yeah.
Oh, that would be brilliant. We've definitely got to go out for a drive once you've.
Yeah, I'll bring it up to Stafford and we'll go out for a drive.
Yeah, I'll
probably be a scary drive, but
yeah, I'll bring my tow rope with me as well, just in case.
Yeah, I would. I need to do a couple of runs to make sure it's all running okay.
Yeah. Well, Darren and I aren't going to be able to keep up with you, are we? Let's be honest.
No.
No, not just with that thing. No, you're joking.
Yeah.
I mean, Darren might do on a motorway run in his Jag.
Yeah.
Oh, on the straight, yeah.
Yeah, on a straight. Yeah.
I'll just have to wave goodbye to you on the corner too.
As you just go veering off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah.
With the weight of your mattress in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, that leaving it out, mate. That will.
Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, so even weight distribution.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah.
Not you thinking. So so we talked about going to some shows then. So we're on about going to see the Bangers and all that kind of stuff at Hensford, but there was that one at was it Stoneleigh this
Stoneleigh. Is it at the end of the month? Or?
Yeah, I'm frantically looking for the leaflet. I had one knocking around somewhere. Oh, here we go. Race Retro, Europe's #1 historic motorsport show. 24th to the 26th of February, Stoneleigh Park.
Yeah.
Other car shows are available. Iconic racing cars, live rally action, specialist specialist exhibitors, and motorsport legends. And there's a picture of a rally car.
Worth a visit to that, Will.
Yeah, I like the look of that because it's got rally cars in it, so I'm halfway there already.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if it tells you. There's going to be some live rally action, so we'll actually get to see the cars going around. Oh, look at this. Group B, inviting 120 plus Group A and Group B and C drivers to test their skills.
Right.
That was it, wasn't it?
Mm.
So that's the Saturday
definitely.
or the Sunday.
So what day is that on, Aid?
It's the 24th to the 26th. That's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I think we tend to be Sunday car show people, don't we? Really, the Sundays seem to work well for us. Stoneleigh. Yeah. Where's Stoneleigh? Where is it?
Stoneleigh. Is it Warwickshire? Is it Warwickshire way, isn't it? You can get to it off the M5. I mean, or you can go down the M6 and you come off. Was it junction 4? Is it? Instead of going the NEC, you go the other way round the roundabout.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you get near Coventry there, right?
Yeah. Coventry, Warwickshire way. Yeah, I'm sure it comes onto Warwickshire, I think.
That's one we need to pencil in then. So.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So we'll get clearance for that one first if we can go, but I'm sure we are. Does it say how much tickets are? You can save £2 if you pay in advance, but no, I don't know. I don't know how much it is. I'll do some research and we'll find out and we'll do that and that kind of stuff. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
So that'll be a couple of good shows to go to. And I'd like to go out in my car as well. I want to get my car finished. I want to get it for the summer. I know you do as well, Andy. You want to get yours done.
And
if you can get out in your Rover as well, Darren, that would be lovely. Just to
definitely going to go out in that. Definitely. Yeah.
I just think it'd be really fitting, just the three of us, just to go out on our first proper drive together and go out cruising and stuff. It's
Yeah, I want to get the rover out to do that because I ain't been out for a long time in it.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's a must.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get that one penciled in then.
Yeah.
I did have a read up on it, and apparently they've altered the track layout for the rally stage. What they do to make it better for spectators is what they're advertising it as, and what they've done to it or how they've sort of altered it, I don't really know. So that'd be quite good to see.
Yeah, and we'll get some pictures on the Instagram page. I mean, that seems to be our best avenue, really. We've got a Facebook page, but it doesn't seem to sort of work really. I think a lot of people just want a quick update, and I think Instagram works quite well. So we can we get some pictures and bits and bobs on there, and just show people what we're doing, and just try and get the word out there. It'd be it could be a good year for us.
That's what we could do with really. Yeah, get a bit more visual stuff there so people can see some of the things that's been going on.
Yeah, and it'd be nice to actually for people to see their cars as well, and see some of the stuff that we're doing, and because they are three very different cars, but so they all bring us together. So that I think that'd be really good.
Yeah.
I'm just having a look through my notes. I'm pretty much done on my notes. Like I say, I was just going to let people know that we're mainly on Instagram. If you're listening to this on YouTube, give us a like, subscribe, stick some comments in. I'd be keen to sort of see what I went a bit high pitched there, didn't I? Sorry about that. So I'd just be keen to hear what people would like to hear from us as well. Because
that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody's happy just to drop us an email at carsandcancer@gmail.com or put something in the YouTube, it'd just be really nice just to hear what people would like to see, because we're making this up as we go along, really, aren't we? We're sort of finding out, we're trying to learn about different motorsports and things about cars, and we like to talk to people about it, don't we? We like to learn about it.
And definitely.
And they share their experiences and stuff. And I think that's what we're going to do with the banger cars. And we're just going to ask people about it. Hopefully get some people on the podcast, and they can tell us all about it. And I think that's the sort of way we're going. We're going to show some pictures of things we've seen, things we've liked. And but it'd be nice to get to see what people would like, really. And I suppose if there's no news, then we'll just keep doing the way we are. And
I mean, if we can get anyone to want to come on for a chat like Ethan did, like I say, just give us like a bit of knowledge about what they like, if they are into a certain like type of car or type of racing, and then just come and give us a little, put some of their knowledge out there, really, because we are really just sort of classic car fans, aren't we? Who've got a car of our own, but there's like we found out yesterday, really. There's a massive thing out there for what we went to yesterday, and I didn't realise that it was that big of a monitor.
Yeah, absolutely. It opens up your eyes to all these different sort of avenues and areas of motorsport and just cars in general. And even if it's not really your cup of tea, it is nice just to learn a bit more about it. And you can meet some really nice, interesting people and that kind of stuff. I mean, we've got some stuff lined up for the year, haven't we? We've got we're hopefully going to get a few more YouTubers on here. We've reached out to a few of them, and hopefully they can join us. And just to sort of tell us a bit what they're doing, because they're all sort of car related. So it'd be nice to chat to them, and just opens up our eyes to different things out there, what people do in the profession and that kind of stuff. And we've got some hopefully big news around about March, April, haven't we? Which we're going to which we're going to share with our listeners. So it's it's shaping up to be a good year, really.
Yeah, I think it's going to be okay. There's a couple of high profile guests will be coming up April time.
Is that Boris Johnson, is it? And Keir Starmer, is that it?
No, that's in June, mate.
That's June. Oh, I was getting
mixed up. June, mate. Sorry, yeah.
Because think Boris Johnson was into cars, wasn't he? Didn't he? Wasn't he a car journalist for a while or something? I'm sure he was.
I don't know.
He never was he?
Yeah, I think it was.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Winding me up, eh?
No, not what like you were winding me up earlier about beer glasses. But yeah.
No, that's true, that is, mate.
Oh God, what have I started? Oh, he's off again. Yeah. So I think Boris Johnson was a car journalist for a while. And I think I saw it on an episode of Top Gear when the original guys were on it, and I'm sure he said he...
No, I'm not having that. Don't believe you.
All right. Okay.
No, you lost me there, Aid.
No, I don't believe that.
So you can't have him and Clarkson talking about the new Mondeo, can you? Back in the day.
No, I'm sure he was into car journalism. You Philistines, you don't know anything, do you? I mean, you're trying to tell me about you have different glasses for beers, different beers. It's like,
put it out there, Aid.
It's just a glass with a funny shape to it, and you're telling me it's gonna mean if it's got more bubbles in it or less bubbles.
Yeah, it's true.
Boris Johnson is just a bloke with a funny shape to him, but you can't because he was into cars and a journalist. I'm not having it, mate.
Right.
No,
okay.
No, you're just trying to get one over on us because you think we've done it to you.
Well, I tell you what. For the next episode, my homework will be to prove to you that he did some car journalism. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't believe all this crap that you've got different glasses for different beers. That's right. I mean, I know you do get different glasses, but surely it doesn't matter if you put Guinness in whatever shaped glass and the other shaped glass. Surely it's all the same.
If I go to the pub and order a Peroni, and it comes in like a carling glass.
Isn't that why you put cheese and ham in it? Isn't that a Peroni?
Beer?
Yeah.
And they give it me in a carling glass, I wouldn't drink it.
Oh, come on.
I'd be like, why is that not in a Peroni glass?
You see, a good barman will actually, if he's run out of glasses, for a particular beer, he will give you your pint and say, "Most sorry, but we haven't got any really them glasses at the moment."
Yeah.
And when he gets
those clear ones, yeah.
Whatever it's supposed to be, mate. If it's whatever type of beer it is, if it's made for that drink, they will look. A good barman will apologise for not having the right glass, and they'll ask you if you mind if you put it in another one.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
It's true, You're not joking, yeah?
No, that's true, that is.
So, if somebody made you a cup of coffee and it was in a cup, not a mug, would you still drink it?
Yeah, I'll drink coffee out of anything.
Well, there you go then. So, exactly. My point in time.
Yeah, but if you have a coffee, if you was to have a coffee, they're normally in a little tiny cup anyway.
Oh, if
proper
posh,
coffee drinking are little cups, they're not mugs.
Yeah. I can think of a mug at the moment here, yeah.
Now don't talk about yourself like that in public.
Right, okay, well, I'm going to do 2 pieces of homework then. I'm going to research on this nonsense about glasses for beers.
Okay, mate.
What was my other one? Boris Johnson. Yeah, okay.
I can't see it, but yeah.
Yeah, he did. He was a journalist. He certainly said it on that episode.
Andrew, you've gone eye pitched again.
You just really wind me up. You know how to push my buttons you two do, don't you? You really do. It's like working with amateurs. Oh, God. Let's have a look at the time. Yeah, I think it's about time. I think we've talked enough crap for tonight, don't you?
Yeah.
That was a very tired from Andy. Yeah.
We had to make up for last week, didn't we?
We did, yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So we just tried to cram 2 weeks nonsense into 1 week. That's all.
We've done quite well, I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, after that nonsense, I'm gonna bring it to a close. Like, subscribe, whatever you have to do. Just give us anything, just to give us a bit of confidence that you're listening and you're enjoying it and whatever. Any suggestions, let us know. I mean, if you think Darren's talking crap, which invariably he is, let us know, and we can get rid of him and get somebody new on the podcast, somebody who makes a bit more sense. I think that's the next step.
I'm not having that. That's why she said that. Now you're hurting my feelings now.
I'll tell you what. I'll get you a beer. and then that'll make.
Got to be in the right glass, eh?
Yeah.
Yes, it's got to be in the right glass.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a picture of my Guinness glass I am and send it to you in a minute.
Yeah. I'll
go downstairs and fill it up anyway.
Whatever.
I've had enough tea today.
Yeah. I've had enough of sorting today. Right. Okay. Let's call it a night then, gents.
See you all.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thanks again, gents.
Yeah.
Enjoyed the chat, and we'll catch up the same time next week.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
Okay then, lads. Yeah.
Take care now.
Yeah. Cheers for chat. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.